In the vast silence of the universe, one mystery stands beyond all comprehension. The mystery of Shiva. He sits unmoved, eyes closed, yet seeing everything around him. From his stillness flows the Ganga of consciousness, a river of awareness. From his silence, the music of creation itself resonates. Who is this Lord, covered in sacred ash, adorned with serpents? The one who drinks poison and transforms it into nectar. Why does he ride the bull of desire, yet remain untouched by it? Millions bow to his formless light, the eternal Shivalinga. To understand Shiva is to walk into the unknown, to embrace the mystery. It is to face death and discover the essence of life. To dissolve into truth, into the stillness where all begins and ends. Today, we enter that silence together. We seek not to describe Shiva, but to truly experience him. For when the heart becomes still and the breath becomes pure, then within us arises that same light. Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. Welcome to the mystery of Shiva.
Today's satsang is on the mystery of Shiva. No matter how much we speak about Lord Shiva, it will always be less. Yet, our effort should be to know as much as possible about his mysteries, apply that knowledge in our own lives, and let our life be guided according to it. Then great transformation can take place within us. First, it is important to know that in this universe there are only three great divine powers: Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. Brahma is the one who brings all of us into this world. Brahma is the creator, for he has created the world. Once he has brought us into existence, we humans often forget him. That is why, as far as I know, there is only one temple of Brahma in all of India. The second great divine power is Vishnu. Lord Vishnu resides with Goddess Lakshmi. There are countless temples of Vishnu and Lakshmi throughout the world, and innumerable devotees worship them with deep faith and devotion. Lord Vishnu is the protector of all beings. He fulfills all our needs in every form. He provides us with wealth, food, and abundance. Therefore, the worship of Lord Vishnu is performed with great devotion and enthusiasm everywhere. There are many grand temples dedicated to him. All forms like Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, and Lord Tirupati are manifestations of Lord Vishnu himself. The divine forms of Vishnu are infinite and beyond measure. Then comes Lord Shiva. Today, our entire discussion is centered on the mystery of Shiva. Lord Shiva is the god of death. Every being in this world may or may not fear anything else, but everyone certainly fears death. That is why temples of Lord Shiva are the most numerous in the entire world, and he is easily pleased by every form of worship. We can learn many deep lessons from the life of Lord Shiva. Our very existence begins with Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram, truth, auspiciousness, and beauty. Truth is something that we cannot fully comprehend. No one can truly understand the ultimate truth of this universe. We can only immerse ourselves in truth. We can only experience and enjoy it. We cannot grasp it with the mind. When one completely dissolves into truth, one ceases to exist as a separate being. To be immersed in truth means to become one with the Supreme Consciousness. From that truth arises Shiva. That is why after Satyam comes Shivam. Shivam means light, Shivam means knowledge. Truth is complete, or we may say, truth is the void. The complete and the void are one and the same. From the void arises. From completeness, completeness arises. From that truth emerged Shivam, the fullness of knowledge. That is why Lord Shiva is the reservoir of all divine qualities. When we embody complete virtues within ourselves, our state becomes Sundaram, the state of beauty. Then everyone becomes naturally attracted to us, everyone begins to love us, just as we are drawn toward beauty itself. Therefore, if we wish to understand the mystery of Shiva, we must place the brilliance and essence of Shiva before us and reflect upon it deeply. Lord Shiva always remains first and foremost in a state of meditation. From his matted locks flows the river Ganga. Around his neck is a serpent, and his throat is blue. That is why he is called Neelkanth. Lord Shiva covers his body with sacred ash, sits upon a tiger skin, and rides the bull Nandi. Keeping all these symbols in mind, we must try to understand every quality of Lord Shiva deeply. The first thing we notice is that Lord Shiva is always in the posture of meditation. The meaning of this meditative state is very profound. It means that he is always one with himself, one with the Supreme, and all divine powers reside within his Sahasrara Chakra, the 1,000-petaled crown center. That is the highest spiritual point. When all powers are gathered there, it is said that where there is power, there is nectar, the nectar of immortality. From Lord Shiva's Sahasrara flows the nectar of peace. The river Ganga is only a symbol of that divine flow. He always remains united with the universe, with the cosmic energy, and merged in the Supreme. That is why he is called the great Yogi, the Mahayogi. For this reason, however one worships him, whatever is offered to him, he accepts everything with joy and grace. The greater a person's knowledge, the simpler that person becomes. That is why Lord Shiva lives in the simplest of forms. When knowledge becomes abundant within you, you too become humble and simple, just like Lord Shiva. It is only those who have little knowledge who wish to display it. The one who possesses complete knowledge becomes entirely simple and natural. The garland of skulls around Lord Shiva's neck also carries a deep meaning. It signifies that one must keep one's enemies close, near the neck, as Lord Shiva keeps the serpent close to himself. This means one should always be aware of the movements and thoughts of the enemy. When you know the actions of your enemy, you can keep him under control, and you remain alert and conscious. Lord Shiva teaches us not to run away from enemies but to keep them near so that their activities are known to you. And if you are good and virtuous, your noble actions will influence your enemies as well. They will also get an opportunity to transform themselves. That is why it is said that the serpent around Lord Shiva's neck, over time, develops a shining gem, symbolizing that even poison can transform into the light of knowledge. If there is true wisdom within you, then even your enemies will eventually gain insight and understanding from your brilliance. They too will improve and be uplifted in life. One serpent will go, another will come, the new one too will change for the better. Because when divine virtues overflow within you, even those of lower nature find it easy to absorb goodness. Just as water flowing from above enriches whatever it touches below, in the same way, your virtues begin to spread and uplift those around you. This also leads to the welfare of society. When you live among your enemies, your own awareness deepens, and your enemies too gradually become virtuous. Lord Shiva rides the bull Nandi. Nandi always remains seated outside the temple. The meaning of Nandi is deeply symbolic. It represents the most sensual and passionate animal. In life, the most difficult thing for a person is to control desire. But Lord Shiva has placed desire itself at his doorway. He rides upon it whenever he wills. Kama means desire, lust, but it has no power over Shiva. Instead, Lord Shiva rides upon it, mastering it completely. He has conquered all desires within himself. This also shows that the strongest passions reside within Nandi, more than in any other being, yet the great Lord rides that very symbol of passion. Imagine how much inner control he must have. He has elevated himself to such a high state that desire cannot even come close to him, it remains only at his door. From the life of Lord Shiva, we learn that desires should remain outside us. They should only be used when necessary, when you consciously choose to ride upon them, not be ridden by them. And this mastery is possible only when all your powers are united with the Supreme, when you are in the state of meditation. The state of meditation means being fully conscious, fully aware. That consciousness itself is the great power, the Mahashakti. The flow of this Mahashakti always abides in Lord Shiva. Now let us see, Lord Shiva is called Neelkanth. When the war between the gods and the demons took place, both sides together performed the churning of the ocean. From that churning emerged 13 forms of nectar and 1 form of poison. This is the story, but in truth it represents something much deeper. When you remain in the state of meditation, every kind of quality arises within you, and along with those qualities, defects or impurities also arise. In the state of deep meditation, even the feeling of sensuality can become strong. This has been symbolically called poison here. Lord Shiva did not keep that poison in his stomach, nor did he let it rise to his head. He held it in his throat. Keeping it in the throat means he placed the poison in a storehouse so that its harmful effect would gradually fade away. If the poison had gone into the stomach, it would have harmed the body. If it had reached the head, it would have destroyed the mind and affected others as well. Therefore, he stored it in his throat. Through this, the Lord teaches us that if there is any poison in your life, bitterness, anger, hatred, do not let it enter your thoughts, do not let it reach your mind. Keep it in the storehouse of awareness, in the throat, so that it cannot harm your body, nor can it turn anyone into your enemy. In this world, whatever you do always has a reverse effect, little or much. In the life of one who walks the path of meditation, as virtues increase, desires too can arise. That is why the Lord always remains in meditation and keeps desire outside his home. Nandi is the symbol of that very control. Next, we see that Lord Shiva sits on a tiger skin, again, in a meditative posture. The tiger skin represents fire. When the Kundalini energy awakens within you and you sit upon a tiger skin, imagine how much power, how much energy rises up to your Sahasrara chakra. Shiva holds and balances that immense energy within himself. There is another meaning here. Living in this world is like sitting on a tiger skin. There will always be challenges burning like fire in life, whether physical, mental, or spiritual. You are not to run away from them. You must take those difficulties into your awareness and transform them creatively. Lord Shiva took poison and turned it into nectar. The flowing Ganga symbolizes that his mind always remains cool and serene. Despite holding all powers within himself, he remains utterly calm. Such peace is possible only when energy has been completely transformed. That is what Lord Shiva did in his life. Then he applies sacred ash over his body. This too has a deep spiritual science behind it. Lord Shiva is the god of death. The ash upon his body is a message to the world that one day, everyone must leave this world. Do not be attached to it. The more attachment you hold toward this world, the more suffering you will experience. The ash on his body reminds us that death always stands at the door. It can come at any time. And whenever it comes, welcome it, embrace it with your being, do not run from it. When you embrace death, when it finally arrives, it will not cause you pain. Accept it as you would welcome a guest. It has to come, only the timing lies in the hands of the Lord. Therefore, accept it. And before death comes, understand the mystery of death. The more you understand it, the more peacefully you will embrace it. Lord Buddha too, on seeing a dead body, renounced the world to understand the mystery of life. Looking at Lord Shiva, seeing the ash covering his body, we clearly learn that we too must know the mystery of life. When we understand the mystery of life, we become one with the divine. Only when you know that you must leave this world one day do you begin to turn toward God and seek the truth of existence. Lord Buddha also did the same. And Lord Shiva, by covering his body with ash, is declaring to the whole world, embrace it. Just as you love life, love death as well. That is why he is called the God of Death. One who fears death never does wrong in life. If you knew that you were to leave this world within a week, you would do only good deeds. Therefore, always keep this feeling within that we do not know when we may have to leave the world. But if we live with noble actions, death will never cause us suffering. The deeper we understand this truth, the lesser the pain will be when that moment arrives. Today's satsang is on the mystery of Shiva. Lord Shiva always remains in a meditative state. In the last 10 to 20 years, Russia has developed a kind of photography known as Kirlian photography. If the photo of a person is taken while he is in meditation, it becomes an electronic photograph, not a normal one. What we see in it is actually the electronic emission from the body, a photograph of the energy that radiates from us. Scientists have clearly shown that a person who remains in meditation has a luminous body, light is emitted from it. The aura of your body corresponds to the form of the Shiva Linga. The way we worship the Shiva Linga, it is basically a form of a burning lamp, radiant and glowing, represents that same inner light. It shines because Lord Shiva is always in meditation. When any person remains in meditation, the light that emerges from within him takes the form of a lamp. Science has now fully established this truth. It indeed happens this way. Science has also proven that when a person leaves the body, particles of light travel out at the speed of light, that is our soul. Our Sanatan Dharma is not merely a religion, it is a supreme science. And now modern science is conducting one exploration after another upon it. The worship of Lord Shiva is done in the form of the linga and yoni, as you see in temples. Have you ever wondered why worship is done in this form? There is a small story behind it. Lord Shiva always remains in deep meditation, far beyond any worldly or sensual desire. When he had to descend into the act of union, with the consent of Parvati, even then he transformed that act into a meditative state. It was not ordinary passion, It became his state of samadhi or ecstasy. Once Lord Vishnu and Lord Brahma came to meet Shiva. They were not allowed to go inside, they were asked to wait outside. One night passed, then another, then 3 nights passed. Finally, unable to wait any longer, they went inside themselves. They were astonished to see Lord Shiva in deep samadhi or ecstasy, even while in embrace with Parvati. From that moment, Lord Vishnu and Lord Brahma declared that in the world, Shiva would be worshipped in the form of the linga and yoni. He is the destroyer of the world, the Lord of death, yet he transformed the act of union into the state of samadhi or ecstasy. Based on this very mystery, Osho later expounded the principle of from sex to samadhi or a state of ecstasy. It actually originates from here. If all your energies remain at your Sahasrara chakra, then your energy will not descend into passion. You can remain in that blissful state for many days. Lord Shiva himself demonstrated this truth. That is why even this form of his is worshipped. Lord Shiva is a supreme cosmic power. It is impossible to reach his end. He is pure light. The Shiva Linga too is a form of light. See the Shiva Linga as the flame of a lamp, luminous and eternal. Your own meditative state is also like that of the Shiva Linga. So from the life of Lord Shiva, we must learn to keep our enemies close, remain in the state of meditation, and always keep the trident with us, so that if any suffering comes to harm us, we can end it without pain. Our desires should remain outside of us. We should use them only as vehicles when needed. This is the greatness of Lord Shiva. With this small mystery, I conclude today's discourse on the mystery of Shiva. Thank you.